September 17th, 2021, Southwest Costilla County, Colorado, by the Lobato Bridge. Case number D0122021CR75. Kelly Canty versus Jonathan Masters. I, Chief Investigator Sam Kaufman, was asked to contact the reported victim in this case, Kelly Canty, and obtain some additional details and follow-up information. I contacted Kelly via phone and advised him I wanted to gather additional information from him and asked him to tell me about the incident in this matter. Kelly Joe Canty advised me he was driving a flatbed delivery truck on Delaware Trail, taking a delivery of roofing material from the Lahara Trading Post to a Robert Picaro. It's Picarell. So they don't even know who the hell they were delivering to. Kelly Joe Canty advised on the directions he was given. It said to make a left turn, which he did, and drove past Jonathan's residence to the next intersection. Kelly Joe Canty stated he was speaking with Robert on the phone and he was advised he turned the wrong way. Now, it's about noon. This is me, Masters. Or mid-afternoon, I'm out walking my dogs, Tim, Yida, Tiger, Chumba, Mufasa, at the back end of my 5-acre plot. I'd given up on taking my daily dog walk on the public dirt road, so I had set upon walking my dogs in the middle of a random unoccupied field back behind my land adjacent to my property that was attached to no roads, nobody's houses, I was bothering literally nobody, and I thought I was safer. A white male who I learned later is Kelly Canty's driving a big rig, a flatbed tow truck with a big piece of metal on the back of it that apparently he was delivering to Robert Picarell. Robert Picarell lives on Delaware Trail, and I highly suspect he's part of the right-wing sovereign movement. He's renting or got his property from the same company as Xanis and Samantha McDonald. He also moved in right next door to Samantha and Xanis McDonald. Robert Picarell lives on Delaware Trail, but on the other side of Seminole. So Kelly Canty goes down south on a Seminole, but then goes up a hill. And from his perspective, since he's going down south, he can make a left-hand turn up the hill, which is my side of Delaware Trail. He can make a right-hand turn towards Robert Picarell, which is where Robert Picarell lives. It's easier to make a right-hand turn. You also would have seen Robert Picarell, and you would have seen his house. He makes a left-hand turn. Kelly Canty turns left at Delaware Trail. He should have turned right. Okay, he made a mistake, or maybe he's intentionally, as a right-wing sovereign piece of shit, he wants to come fuck with me too. I have strong suspicions that Robert Picarell is a part of the right-wing sovereign movement. So when Kelly Canty decided to aid and abet Robert Picarell, you're delivering roofing materials. Do you know that he's not in compliance with planning and zoning? Do you know that he's Do you know anything? Kelly Canty's flat. You're supposed to do your due deference, right? Your due diligence. Did you do any due diligence whatsoever to find out who the hell you were delivering to? Is this a criminal Nazi piece of crap? Are you aiding and abetting criminals? But it doesn't matter. As long as somebody pays you money, you'll just deliver the thing, right? Who cares if it's a lawful person or a criminal? Kelly Canty's flatbed tow truck was loud and obnoxious and old and oily. Doesn't sound legal. It was jarring. Maybe Kelly Canty had ripped the muffler off of his flatbed tow truck. I don't know. I don't know why it was so damn loud. Kelly Canty is driving super slow, 3, 4, 5 miles per hour or so. Now, it's clear that I didn't want to talk to him. He's slowing down. He sees me. He didn't mention this. But once he sees that I'm sitting there pointing at him, telling him to get the hell out of here, he should have just left. But Kelly Canty, he's pissed off. He's either... Well, who knows? Who knows why he's playing games with me? He's driving a huge machine, which you can ram into people. You've seen Suge Knight. Anybody who doesn't think a vehicle could be a deadly weapon is mistaken. He's playing games with me while driving this huge, obnoxious, loud-ass machine. I was peacefully walking my dogs in my backyard. He came into my neighborhood. He was the initial assailant. I yelled to Kelly Canty to get the fuck out of here and other commands for him to drive away and for him to stop harassing me. I'm pointing towards the Sangre de Cristo Mountains in the east. Basically, keep driving. The direction you're driving, move along. Keep on driving that way. Keep on going. I don't want nothing to do with you, you piece of shit. So I'm pointing to him to the east, towards the Sangre de Cristo Mountains in the east. Get the fuck out of here. Ordering him to get out of here several times in very certain terms. Kelly Canty jerked the steering wheel towards me. Oh, yeah? You're going to yell at me? He jerks the steering wheel towards me. It jerks the entire flatbed tow truck towards me. And that insinuates that the threat is that Kelly Canty is going to drive up onto the sagebrush covered plains towards me or my puppies or my house and my land, my home front. Why would he drive 600 feet over all those sagebrushes in order to get you? That's crazy, Jonathan. Nobody would just drive around your property, drive over sagebrush covered plains, ruining their tires just to harass you. You don't have the right-wing sovereign movement harassing you. Kelly Canty is laughing. Oh, he saw the chaos he was creating. Kelly Canty loved the whole experience. It was a big old hoot to him. Not only did Kelly Canty slow down substantially from 5 miles per hour to 1 mile per hour or half a mile per hour, so he was going the same pace as me and my dogs. Oh, that's not a person messing with me. I think he also has a red Jeep. I think I've seen it in Conejos County. What the hell? Well, we'll have to see if that's... So the pace of me and my dogs, like his intent was to provoke me and or my dogs in to get them to come out to the road so he can run them over, as the right-wing sovereign movement has done before. All the fucking Nazis involved in that fucking deal covered that shit up. It's a crime. It was sick. It was disgusting, but they're criminal fucks. They're a bunch of perverted criminal fucks. Had Kelly Canty just kept on driving ahead, my dog's attention would have waned and we would have gone back walking along our middle of the field trail as we had intended to do. So he did several things. He slowed down 5 miles per hour to 1 mile per hour. He jerks his steering wheel. He's laughing. He's looking right at me. He sees me. He knows that I'm there. He knows I don't want him to... The best thing you could say is maybe he was trying to get my attention to ask for directions. I'm walking my 5 dogs in my backyard. They're not on a leash. I like freedom. And as long as they're by my side. And actually, even this, he was trying to get their attention, but I was able to. If Kelly Canty would have just kept on driving ahead instead of slowing down substantially, kept going 5 miles per hour or whatever, my dog's attention would have waned, and then we would have gone back to walking along our middle of the field trail in the middle of nowhere as we had intended to do. Bothering nobody. Nice little sweet little walk with puppies. What? A man can't go around and walk with his dog? Can my children go bike riding? Huh? Phil Greeny, every time I'm coming out of the house. Phil Greeny, I can't go bike riding, huh? I can't go for a walk with my dogs, huh? Phil Greeny, I can't work on my fence. You just ain't gonna let me live, are you, Phil Greeny? Talk about some fucking perverted fucking... If that's not a child molester, then that's a child molester wannabe. Sick motherfucker. Kelly Canty they drive like, if you could imagine what a child molesting Nazi could drive like, well, I'll tell you here in a second. So, my dog's attention are clearly on Kelly Canty. So, he's just asking for directions. Oh, okay. You're disturbing me. You're disturbing my fucking dogs, you piece of shit. Get the hell out of here. My dogs are starting to make their way towards the flatbed tow truck. To win my dog's attention back, I start a brisk jog. If you know anything about dogs, right? I got to get their attention and get them back into the house. Slowly but surely, the harassing, driving the loud and, obnoxious old and oily flatbed tow truck drives away eastward towards Jacqueline Mitchell's house. Jacqueline Mitchell goes by the nickname Jinx, like the curse of the neighborhood. She goes by the nickname Jinx. So I continue my jog and I'm yelling at my dogs to get into the house. And then once they're safely put into the house, I get my shotgun and I walk back outside. Now, Kelly Canty stated he turned the delivery truck around on the main road and was driving towards Robert's residence, passing Jonathan's, going the other way. Mr. Casey Kelly Canty's testimony has 2 major gaps in it in the very beginning. So he gets into it more, and we'll hear more details from Kelly Canty and Sam Kaufman. But he doesn't mention that he saw me when he turned left. You see my house, you see the gate, you see the Tecumseh cross, you see me with my dogs back there. But he didn't even mention it. Didn't even mention that he saw me for the first time. Bullshit. Lie. That's a major gap in the very beginning. He also drives down to Jacqueline Mitchell's house, and he stops there for about a minute or two, like he was talking to the resident. I'm giving the benefit, be most generous. He's lost and looking for directions. But he said he was on the phone with Robert Pickerel. So as soon as he made a left-hand turn, well, you know that that's the wrong directions. When he gets to the house, why is he sitting at Jinx's house, for a minute or two? Why is he sitting there? I'm thinking, oh, I'm lost. I don't know where it's going. But if you're talking on the phone, you don't need to bother anybody. If you're the right-wing sovereign movement, you'd be like, hey there, Phil Greeny, right-wing sovereign. Hey there, Robert Pickerel, right-wing sovereign. Hey there, you Nazis. I'm delivering that crap for you. And this nice lawful person, this anti-fascist, this lawful 6'1" person who's got a gate. He's got a gate! I've always cared about people in poverty, but what do you do with relative poverty? People who are jealous because he's got a bike and I don't. He's got a bike and I don't. So I'm going to sit there and go into Denver and fight for poor people while you're robbing me and taking my damn bike. Even if I had an 8-hour job, I'd have to have security and peace to be able to do something like that. So right from the get-go, Kelly Canty's got two major gaps. He doesn't even mention that he stops at Jacqueline Mitchell's house, and you're going to see it's going to be Phil Greeny or his aunt or wife or grandma. I don't know. There's another person that lives over there. There's a bunch of people that live over there. They always keep coming in and out. And then that Phil Greeny also, there's several eyewitnesses to all this. But those two major things. He stops at Phil Greeny, Jacqueline Mitchell's house, and whoever the aunt is, Mrs. Phil Greeny. So Mr. and Mrs. Phil Greeny, he stops by, talks to them, and she was there because I drove by and was told them to quit harassing me, and then drove away. But let's get back to the narrative. Masters. Okay, so now I'm standing in my backyard. My house is located in the center of the 5-acre plot, so it's about 300 on the front, 600 on the side, so I'm about 300 feet away. 100 yards, 300 feet, 100 yards, that's a football field. All right, I'm a football field away from. So I'm a football, and then I was in the backyard, so that means I was actually 2 football fields, if we're going to assume. But 300 feet is 100 yards. Isn't that 100 yards is a football field? So then, okay, I went in, I put the dogs away, I got my shotgun, I come back out. And I'm standing in my backyard. And I have good trigger control. I have good gun safety habits. My gun is pointed straight down towards the ground. My finger's off the trigger. And I'm waiting to see what Kelly Canty is going to do next. Motherfucker. Every goddamn time I walk outside, Phil Greeny, you're fucking doing shit, Kelly Canty, motherfucking Pickerel. Every fucking time I walk my goddamn dogs, every fucking time I go bike riding, every fucking time I do anything. I can't even fucking construct a fucking fence. The fuck is wrong with you fucking perverted fucking sick fucking fucks? You heard that I got abuses, and so, here, you think I'm the little boy in the playground, right? You're going to go ahead and, I'm an easy lick. You're going to take my things, right? You're going to make sure I don't have peace of mind. Make sure I can't go get a job and live my life. Because you're an insecure white male piece of shit? Is that why? 40 fucking years. White fucking males are fucking crap, ain't they? God damn. So I'm waiting to see what Kelly Canty is. And all these right-wing sovereigns are a bunch of tough guys, and a couple warning shots are going to freak out on. He said he's a veteran. So I waited to see what Kelly Canty's going to do next. Kelly Canty stops at Jinx's house. Jinx's house is farther away than Robert Pickerel's house is. He's 3 plots over to the west, 1,000 feet away, and Jinx's house is like 10 plots over to the east, which is approximately 3,500 feet or so away. I can see Jinx's house from the east side of my land. Tecumseh's murderer pulled into Jinx's driveway. So that's a slight difference. Basically, drove the exact same. Just like a creepy-ass predator, right? A creepy, child-molesting fucking predator. Driving around the playground. Creeping around the playground. What's he gonna do to you, little Johnny? What's he going to do to you? What's the right-wing sovereign Nazi about to do? Kelly Canty didn't drive into the driveway. He stayed on the dirt road outside of Jinx's house for about a minute or two, and then he continued eastward on the Delaware Trail, and he drives up onto the intersection of Kiowa and Delaware Trail, and then that's where he spins around and comes back my way. He turns back around. He could have gone different ways. And again, we're going to be so generous. Why be generous? Why be generous for a second? Let's assume this is the right-wing sovereign movement. This is the fucking Nazis. Oh, yeah, you made a wrong turn, didn't you? Yeah, right. Did he give you the wrong directions and you're on the phone with him? How does he say, oh, you made a mistake right then and there? And how do you not stop and turn right back around? And you got a loud, obnoxious, big fucking rig, motherfucker. I don't like driving next to people's houses. He could have drove all the way around if he was just being respectful. But he wasn't going to be respectful. He did this shit intentionally. Robert Pickerel and him, they decided, hey, we're going to get this guy to drive by his house fucking with him, and then you pretend and play dumb. Pretend that you don't even know anything. You're not even delivering anything. You're not even in a truck. You're not even a citizen. You're just a pawn to the game of the Nazis. So Kelly Canty could have drove around the country block one way or another way, turning left to the north side and then around Cherokee Trail, back to Robert's house, or turning right south side Kiowa Trail, then around Galapagos Trail and back to Robert's house. Kelly Canty stated as he was driving past Jonathan's residence, he heard a loud pop and wasn't sure what it was at first. A pop? It was a shotgun. Shotguns go boom, 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 not pop. A pop is more like a .22 caliber handgun. And also, he didn't mention that bullets were whizzing by. I had drive-by shooting. Robert Pickerel is part of a drive-by shooting. So you delivering him some bullets and guns? What you delivering him? What do you do? A bunch of Nazis, fucking illegal Nazis doing illegal Nazi shit. And his truck is very loud, so is it a pop or was it a boom? Shotgun goes boom. Pop, 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 pop. Are you sure that wasn't a backfire? Does your big rig ever backfire? Kelly Canty stated he began looking around. He observed Jonathan running around the side of his residence toward him on the roadway holding a gun. He was walking. Also, was the gun pointed down at the ground, at you, up? Because he doesn't mention that part either. He just said he was holding a gun. Kelly stated he realized that the pop was a gunshot, and so he laid over in the seat and started driving faster to get away from Jonathan. Kelly stated as he was passing and driving away from Jonathan, he heard two more pops or shots. Kelly stated he couldn't make out the gun, but it appeared to be a long rifle or a shotgun. So again, how can you not know the difference between pop, 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 and boom, boom, boom? 3 warning shots straight up into the... He needs to know that if you drive into my yard, it looks like you're about to commit some crimes there, criminal fuck. And I'm prepared to defend myself just like Colorado's Constitution, Article 2, Section 13 allows me to do. Kelly stated he got to Robert's residence as fast as he could, and when he got there, he was overwhelmed with fear and fell to his knees upon exiting the truck. Kelly stated Robert asked if those were gunshots he heard, and then he helped calm Kelly down. Kelly stated he then hurried to unload Robert's delivery so he could leave the area. Because if I'm being shot at, and he said he was part of the military, you think that I'm hunting you down and you're just going to deliver, I'm going to deliver real fast and go home. Jonathan began driving past Robert's house in a brown truck. It was more like 10 minutes. It was like a 10-minute time differential there. Kelly stated Jonathan was spinning his tires, driving recklessly, hitting the side of Jonathan's truck and screaming at Kelly. Well, actually wasn't yelling at Kelly. Kelly stated he could not hear what Jonathan was saying due to the truck and equipment he was running, taking Robert's materials off. Well, you're a bunch of Nazis and you were just there to harass me. That was the fucking point. That was the goddamn point. To help the right-wing sovereign Nazi movement get established. That was the biggest fucking purpose. That was the biggest point for Kelly Canty. Kelly stated Robert stood by and watched, and I'm going to prove it in April. Kelly stated Robert stood by and watched to make sure Jonathan didn't continue to shoot at him. Kelly stated after leaving Roberts and driving up the main road, he saw that Jonathan had parked his truck across the roadway by Jonathan's house. I'm not allowed to exist. I'm not allowed to walk my damn dogs. I'm not allowed to go for a bike ride. I can't fix my fence. Can't go for a drive in the neighborhood. I can't even park at my house. I can't even park in front of my house. You can fucking harass me fucking times and murder my fucking goddamn little Tecumseh. But, I can't park where you murdered my Tecumseh. I can't park where you fucking murdered my little. And that's my practice kid, you piece of shit. Before you have kids, you should raise plants successfully, then raise animals successfully, and then raise children. But you fuckers just popped out kids and you never even planned it at all, did you? You murdered my practice kid, you piece of fucking shit. And you're telling me I'm not allowed to park my truck where you murdered my practice kid? Okay, I'm sure you all would all act differently if that was an actual child, right? Bull fucking shit. You're Nazi criminal fucks. And then when one of my practice kids got killed, you had other assholes stole my other one. I only had 2 fucking dogs. Only time I ever had dogs. So one of my practice kids got fucking killed, and then my other practice kids got fucking kidnapped, and nobody gives a shit, right? You're all a bunch of fucking perverted fucking child abusing fucking racist motherfucking Nazi Confederate KKK fucking criminal pieces of shit. Admit it. Admit it. You don't have virtues. You don't have ethics. You haven't read any of the damn laws. I wasted all that fucking time being a good, lawful American citizen, reading all those laws, just so criminals can get away with everything. Kelly stated if he had to go past Jonathan's again, he wouldn't have been able to, but Kelly turned on the road before Jonathan's house and left the area. He really wanted to. My God, did he want to drive past Jonathan's again. He's a Nazi right-wing sovereign piece of shit. He went and fucking harassed me once, harassed me twice, and motherfuck did he want to do it again. He wanted to do it for a 3rd fucking time. Why? Because Robert Pickerel had told him I was an asshole or something. Who the fuck knows why this asshole's fucking with me the way he's fucking with me. And then when he drove away, I was happy. Kelly advised he was afraid Jonathan was going to be waiting for him by the truck and continued to shoot at him. Why do you want to drive back to Delaware? You live in Sanford in Conejos County. You drove 20 minutes away, all the way out there to the Ledbetter Bridge. You drove 20 minutes away. You made a wrong turn. You turned around, you did it twice. He clearly didn't, something's going on, but you did it twice. And now you're acting like you want to do it for a 3rd time. And then waiting by the truck. That's your imagination. That's your imagination. I definitely didn't want you to mess with me for a 3rd fucking time, you piece of shit. Maybe you could say I made one mistake. Oops, I bumped into you once, and you just say sorry, and then that's okay. I'm not going to be a fucking asshole. But you bump into me another fucking 3 or 4 fucking times, and I'm supposed to pretend that you just keep on fucking making mistakes. The only reason why he wanted to drive past me one more fucking time is because he's a piece of shit Nazi fuck. He's a criminal fuck. He had bad intentions. And we're supposed to believe, I don't know what was going on. Bullshit. I was peacefully at my home and you fucked with me. I was peacefully at my home and that guy fucked with me. Jonathan stated he was scared for his life. I think Sam Kaufman meant Kelly Canty stated he was scared for his life and had not felt that way since he was in military combat. Military combat? What fucking war did Kelly Canty fight in? How many tours of duty did Kelly Canty do? Because I'm just thinking that if you hear a couple warning shots, you don't shit your pants and start crying. You heard 3 warning shots and you shit your pants and you started crying. You were the one that was fucking with me. So that's crazy that you would shit your pants. Oh my gosh, I was fucking with him and he shot warning shots at me. Robert Pickerel's nothing like you said. You said that he would just be scared. You didn't say he was going to do anything. I thought I could harass Felony Menaced Jonathan in peace, Robert Pickerel. They got rules of engagement in military. And so if he was in war and there was somebody with a gun and he was being chased down, you think he goes and delivers the fucking boards? The chimney? You think he goes and deliver the goods to the guy next door? I got that you're at World War II and the Nazis have a gun and chasing you down. And you're like, well, I got to make this delivery first. And then I'm going to get on out of here. You have to engage with dude or you're going to be shot. So I don't believe that he thought he was being gunned down or hunted or being shot at. I don't believe any of that. If he believed he was being hunted, he would have left the neighborhood immediately, called 911 immediately. You're going to make the delivery. The mail must go through. I mean that's some strong ethics when it comes to, when you call him to deliver some goods, he'll go through goddamn hell. He'll go through active war zone. He'll go through hell and back. He'll go through an active combat. That's what he's trying to make it seem like. I just want him to get, you fucked with me. I don't like that you fucked with me. And then he did it again. And then you're going to think about doing it a fucking third time. Why do you think you get to goddamn... If these motherfuckers like fucking with my peace of mind, I'm supposed to pretend they're going to be nicer to my wife and kids. I can only assume they're going to be shittier to my wife and kids. I don't need pieces of shit like Kelly Canty going around acting like he's going to run over everybody and laugh up a fucking storm, being a part of the fucking right-wing Nazi movement. I don't need a fucking Kelly Canty to do that kind of shit to me and my family. I don't need that. There's no situation where he was being chased down and shot at and he just quietly didn't engage. No way. No way. Like in a horror movie where the Scream Mask bandit is slowly but surely limping towards you with a machete while sliding his dead and bloody left leg across the gravel, Kelly Canty was driving back my way. Couldn't believe it. Kelly Canty is driving the same pace and style that the murderer of Tecumseh did, who I strongly believe is Troy Zinn. Whoever killed Tecumseh, whoever that creepy motherfucker was, I got videotape of a creepy motherfucker driving around my house. I got videotape of a fucking piece of shit tapping his gun against his truck. That's crimes, and I got it on videotape. So when Robert Pickerel had a bow and arrow or a crossbow and his dog ran outside my house, he had stayed over my house for 3 days, he acted like he was going to move that crossbow over towards me. And if he would have acted like he was going to, he kind of indicated that he wanted to. Oh, you want to shoot me with a crossbow? Is that what you want to do? What if I would have defended myself? You guys are freaking out about couple warning shots. I think that what would have been fair when Robert Pickerel pointed that crossbow or almost pointed that crossbow at me would go over there, take the crossbow out of his hands, disarm him, and maybe shove him down to the ground. That to me is just. But you all freaked out about some damn warning shots. So you can murder my dog, do drive-by shootings, have a crossbow and point it at me, and I'm just supposed to fucking laugh, say thank you. Because I'm a lawful American, because I'm a lawful good American, I get fucked. But the criminals, they get away with everything. They get away with all of it, scot-free. So he's driving the same pace and style that the murderer of Tecumseh did. Just slow, grinding. Kelly Canty drove just like the criminal felon who murdered my dog. He drove like a fucking pedophile Nazi. He drove like a Nazi fucking pedophile would. Imagine how a Nazi pedophile would drive. Slow, creepy, like a rapist piece of shit. Kelly Canty eventually... And then terrorism, we're fighting a war against terrorism. I reject terrorism. I reject criminality. I reject sovereignty, fucking kings and queens. I reject all that fucking shit. But if you're to think of yourself as a criminal or a terrorist or a king or a queen, that means you think you get to do whatever the fuck you want to do to anybody and everybody. So lawful people can't defend themselves, but criminal motherfuckers can defend themselves, work at a job, go make sure other people can't fucking live their lives. They can do it all, huh? Fucking shit. So he's got the loud, obnoxious, old and oily for felony menacing. It's to cause fear with a deadly weapon. He's causing a lot of fucking fear. There's a law that says you're not even supposed to worry the cattle. The dog could just be friendly with the cows, but if they shoot the dog, that dog is lawfully dead. Or wolf. All these stupid asses are fucking freaking out about the wolf laws, but Kelly Canty eventually is getting closer and closer to me with his loud and obnoxious and old and oily flatbed tow truck as he's driving directly in front of the land in front of my house. He's staring at me intensely. Kelly Canty keeps on bobbing his head back and forth from me to the road and back again, and finally out of sight. I'm standing on the ground just behind my house on the southeast corner behind the path where there's a big hole dug on the side of the house where Richard drove by my house. He pretended to be my friend, and what's he looking in the hole in the side of my house for? I'm trying to build a safe house so I can raise my kids in an abuse-free household in a crime-free neighborhood in a civil society. None of these Nazi fucks understands that shit. They don't understand civil society. They don't understand voting. They don't understand having a community meeting. They don't understand solidarity. They don't understand empathy or love or peace or truth or justice. As he passes Tecumseh's grave, Kelly Canty gets between me and my house out of my line of sight, and that's when I pull my shotgun straight up into the air, and I fired 3 warning shots after he was past me. It's impossible. It's impossible. I needed Kelly Canty to know that I was a bona fide Colorado American. I'm a Coloradan American, and I was prepared to defend myself and my loved ones, pets, family, friends, neighbors, etc., my person, my property, my home, by bearing arms if need be. Just like Section 2, Article 13 grants me the privilege to do. I could point to a law in Colorado law and say, this is what I was doing. He can't do that. Kelly Canty can't point to a single law and say, this is the law that says I was allowed to do what I was doing. And Section 2, Article 13 says I have a right to bear arms in defense of home, person, and property. And that right can't even be called into question. Kelly Canty is still undeterred. Kelly Canty's going to deliver that giant piece of metal, I guess, on the back of his flatbed tow truck to Robert Pickerel, no matter fucking what. Come hell or high water, I got into my truck and I drove to Jinx's house. And I yelled at the person at the door to stop harassing me. And then I drove around the country block, which is what I wish he would have done, south side on Galapagos Trail. And then drove onto Delaware Trail in front of Robert Pickerel's house as Kelly Canty was delivering his goods, or attempted to, by Robert's house. I backed the tan Silverado 1500 Chevy truck back up to my part of the road. Well, I didn't back it up. I turned around and drove back up to the top of the road. So then I turned the tan Silverado 1500 Chevy around and drove back up the hill to my part of the road. And I had parked in front of Tecumseh's grave, in front of my front yard. I'm not allowed to park I can't use my public roads. I can't park in my front yard. You fucked with me twice. And I was waiting to see if Kelly Canty was going to drive around my house for a third fucking time. You delivered the goods. Why would you even want to drive by my house? After Kelly Canty, unless you're a Nazi sovereign piece of shit, child abusing, fucking sovereign posse KKK bitch. After Kelly Canty finished up with his very important delivery to Robert Pickerel, he was driving up towards me like he still might try to ram into my truck, but seemed to have come to his senses, and then he turned left, taking off onto northbound Seminole Trail. Kelly Canty then calls the police. The police arrive an hour later, and then I'm arrested after I told Soto Cruz that I had fired a couple warning shots. I put down a money bond to get bailed out, then I worked on steps to move away while protecting myself and my property from my stalkers while simultaneously having to fight the felony charge. I'm up against the Leviathan, the machine, the cops, the judges, while I got a fucking stalker. Yeah, of course they don't want to give me police protection. And the fucking siege, the terrorism was working. I mean, fuck, I've lost so much goddamn sleep. I haven't had one good night's sleep in 3 fucking years. In the 2 years I lived and resided in Costilla County, 2020 and 2021, most of 2021, I didn't have any police protection. And I witnessed many crimes, most of which I reported to empty husk. I called 911. At the very least, you write down a narrative, you write down what happened, and you call 911 just for liability reasons, just to cover your own butt. What if big-ass crimes had happened and they asked you, hey, did you see anything? Yeah, I've seen a bunch of stuff, but you never called any of it in? I reported every crime I saw, but was I... As a Colorado American, I got a constitutional right to make a citizen's arrest. I could arrest a lot of these people, but if they're going to freak out with a couple warning shots, I'm supposed to pretend that they're going to allow me to defend myself against this fucking Robert Pickerel had a crossbow. Acted like he was going to put one in me. If I would have grabbed this crossbow and knocked him down as had an assault, you assholes can't wait to put your fucking hands on me. But that motherfucker, he would have just lied, right? So if I would have knocked him down and he would have got a scrape and then called the police and, oh my gosh, he pushed me down and gave me a scrape. It's just bullshit. That as a lawful American, I have to go through all this. It's like, am I allowed to defend myself if I call the cops? Will they fuck with me? And how stupid. How stupid. I almost think that Robert Pickerel was fucking with me, just doing dumb little shit, and then hiding off to the side to call the cops so the cops would eventually fuck with me and get me fucking removed. How dumb. And how the fuck did that fucking work? How stupid. How fucking stupid was that? They were clearly doing this fucking shit. You didn't do any fucking investigations whatsoever. So I got a right to make a citizen's arrest. I got a right to defend my person, property, and home by bearing arms if needs be, and that right can't be called into question. I was a private individual employing the police action of get lawfully and ethically and morally and in compliance with the spirit of Colorado law. Kelly Canty also advised me he took a video of Jonathan driving past Robert's residence as he was getting ready to leave. The video shows Jonathan's truck parked in the roadway. Kelly stated he tried to get this video to the deputy, and he was unsure if he ever received it. I asked Kelly if he could describe the gun or what Jonathan was wearing, and Kelly advised it would be hard as Jonathan was approximately 50 yards from him. And as soon as he realized he was being shot at, he just sped away toward Robert's residence. Kelly believed Jonathan was wearing dark-colored clothes, but was not sure. I asked Kelly if he and Jonathan knew each other or had met prior to this, and Kelly stated he had never met Jonathan and has never been on his property and did not understand why he would be shooting at him. Kelly stated the video was on YouTube, which shows the video was uploaded to YouTube on September 17th, 2021, the date of the incident. I requested Kelly send me the video so I can make sure it's uploaded to the case file. It's been uploaded, should be reviewed. I did not find where it had been uploaded previously. I also obtained a phone number for Robert from Kelly, and I will attempt contacting him for a statement on this incident. He will never find Robert Pickerel. Robert Pickerel is not going to go to trial. He's a criminal Nazi, fucking child abusing racist piece of shit. He don't believe in the law. He don't believe in Colorado. He don't waste his time reading any of the laws or paying for any of the permits. Colin Romero never fucking said shit to Robert Pickerel. Robert Pickerel said, fuck you, Colin Romero. Just like that, don't tread on me. There's some more right-wing sovereign sons of bitches. They got don't tread on me little fucking Ford out there. Robert Pickerel, like 3 or 4 or 5 motherfuckers moved out there. I did it lawfully, and then you had 4 or 5 illegal settlements right after me. Where the fuck is Colin Romero on any of that shit? Colin Romero just fucks over the good, lawful Christians, but the criminal fucking Nazi motherfuckers she don't say shit to? That's some bullshit. Y'all been fucking over good people your whole fucking lives. No wonder you're gonna leave. You're gonna get rid of all the angels. You're gonna fuck over the people that you can fuck over, but those are the same people that the criminals are fucking over. Once the government Nazis fuck over Anne Frank and the criminal Nazis fuck over all the Anne Franks, all you're going to have is a bunch of fucking Nazis. It's Nazi land. You can only survive in Costilla County if you're a Nazi piece of shit. Don't fucking buy your permits. Don't fucking contact Colin Romero. Do not try to do it lawfully. It's impossible. And I'm not going to be a fucking Nazi. I will never be a fucking Nazi. And I'm not, you got to, either beat them or join them. Or, go to Idaho. Just say, fuck all y'all. I don't need this dumb shit. Jesus fucking Christ. I gave the neighborhood some respectability. I was increasing your all's property values, you stupid motherfuckers. I can't even spend another fucking penny over there anymore thinking that I'm going to improve my fucking property so that way it improves your property values. Fuck you pricks. Stupid motherfuckers. Y'all want a bunch of fucking thieving ass, raping fucking criminal fucks? Good luck with that, you dumb motherfuckers. You guys are criminal fucks to the fucking to the hilt. Y'all can't. For 5 years, they raped kids over there. There's serial killing. There's fucking poaching. Fucking child molesting. Fucking arson. Name a crime. Poaching, arson, fucking violence, stealing. Motherfucking. For 5 years, they were raping them kids. And they were passing those kids back and forth, too. Motherfuckers. Is that the Catholic way? Is that Christianity? What is that? What kind of dumb shit is that? Serial killer killed 5 people. That Karina said, oh, the valley's going to get me eventually. Nobody heard her. Nobody listened to her. She's dead. Serial killer killed 5 of them. These fucking child rapists raped them kids for 5 fucking years. How many other people's involved with that? And they all knew each other. They all knew each other over there for 5 fucking years. They were passing the kids back and forth from Mesita, back and forth. The McDonald's were passing those kids back and forth. That's what Trinidad said. Me being against child abuse, me being against racism, me being a Democrat, me being lawful, me being paying for the permits, I did everything that I thought, was the right way to do it. He got a gate? Well, I'm jealous. Let's just make up stuff. This one motherfucker. Why do you use K in America? Do you protest Krispy Kreme, motherfucker? If you don't protest Krispy Kreme, then you're just being a fucking twat to me, you piece of shit. Somebody said some dumb shit. I'm the most anti-racist person in the fucking world, motherfucker. But you didn't want to know that. I spell America with a K because that's how the Haitians do it. Which are black folks. It's what the black folks. It's how the black folks spell America. The black folks in Haiti. That's why I do it. Germans too. Frederick Douglass said he liked the Germans. He said the only thing you didn't know to be a German is to know what it means to be a black person in America. We are kindred spirits. We are one and the same. So there you go. That is September 17th, 2021. His narrative combined with my narrative. And I'm going to post it after the damn trial. It's hard to say KC. I'm only supposed to say KC, so I'm not going to. This is for my creativity. This is so I could talk about, look at this thing, and then listen to what I'm saying so that way I can correct this. So maybe I should post this one day beforehand. So that way I'll remind myself of it. We'll see.